It is one of the oldest crops cultivated in India, mainly for oil from seeds and reddish dye from flowers. It has remained a minor crop grown on small plots. Safflower flowers have been used in preparations of Ayurvedic medicines in India and also mentioned in European and Japanese medicinal books. China has a significant area under safflower plantation, but it is grown almost exclusively for its flowers, which are harvested for use in traditional medicines, and the production is not included in international crop estimate reports. Safflower was once used as a less expensive replacement for saffron, from which the name of this herbaceous annual is derived. More commonly, the seeds are pressed into oil that is used much like sunflower oil. The tender shoots are also used in salads and raw dishes, while the seeds are consumed raw or roasted and added to cooked dishes. Vernacular names in Hindi: Kusum, Kusumba, Kardai; Tamil: Kuchampapu, Kusumbu Chedi; in Telugu: Kusuma, Kusumba; Kannada: Kusube or Kusumbe; in Malayalam: Kulambu. Basic features: safflower plant can be described as a bushy, herbaceous annual plant possessing several branches which are categorized as primary, secondary, and tertiary, with each terminating into a glabrous flower head called capitulum. Stem and branches are encompassed with the leaves having numerous spines. Safflower is mainly grown under dryland conditions as an oilseed crop. It produces white, shiny, and smooth seeds or fruits called achenes, each weighing about 0.01 to 0.1 gram. The flowering period in safflower lasts for a month. As a capitula based on primary branches, flower first, followed by flowering of the capitula based on secondaries and tertiaries. Flowering in the capitulum begins in the outermost whorl of florets and proceeds centripetally over 3 to 5 days. The flower color in safflower is broadly grouped into 4 classes: yellow in bloom turning into red on drying, that is white R; yellow in bloom turning yellow on drying, that is white Y; orange in bloom turning to dark red on drying, O to dark R; white in bloom and remaining white on drying, W to W. The first type is most prevalent in India. Origin: archaeobotanists have proposed 3 centers of origin for cultivated safflower Carthamus tinctorius L. One in India was based on variability and ancient culture of safflower production. A second center was proposed in Afghanistan, which was based on safflower diversity and proximity to wild species. A third center of origin in Ethiopia was primarily based upon the presence of wild safflower species in that area. Geographic distribution. Global scenario. The annual world production of safflower seed is about 720,000 metric tons. At present, with the production value of 175,000 metric ton, Kazakhstan is the leading producer of this crop in the world, with 24% of the total global safflower production. India stands second with 109,000 metric ton, and the United States ranks third with 95.4 thousand metric tons. The other important countries are Mexico, Argentina, Turkey, Russian Federation, China, Uzbekistan, United Republic of Tanzania, Kyrgyzstan, Ethiopia, Australia, Spain, Canada, and Tajikistan. Domestic scenario. India is the second largest producer of safflower. It is mainly grown in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and parts of Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Bihar, and other states. Maharashtra and Karnataka are the two most important safflower growing states, accounting for 72 and 23% of the area and 63 and 35% of production, respectively. Maharashtra has 4.9 lakh hectares, 2.3 lakh metric ton production, and 480 kgs per hectare productivity. Karnataka has 1.9 lakh hectare, 80,000 metric ton production, and 420 kgs per hectare productivity. Andhra Pradesh has 20,000 hectare, 10,000 metric ton production, and 380 kgs per hectare. Gujarat 10,000 hectare, 10,000 metric ton production, and 600 kgs per hectare yield. Madhya Pradesh has 10,000 hectare, 10,000 metric ton production, and about 580 kgs per hectare yield. Economic importance. The safflower plant yields several products. Some of the important ones are safflower seed oil. Around the world, safflower is mainly grown for its edible oil, which can be used for cooking and in preparation of mayonnaise, salad oil, and margarine. Safflower oil has the highest ratio of polyunsaturated or saturated fatty acids of any oil available. The safflower oil is used by the paint and varnish industry. However, less costly petroleum products and shift water-based paints have limited their use. Safflower dye. In earlier days, safflower was mainly grown for dye. The water-soluble yellow dye, carthamidin, and water-insoluble red dye, carthamin, which are readily soluble in alkali, can be obtained from safflower florets. Nowadays, also these dyes are used as organic natural dyes. Safflower cake. The meal left after oil extraction from the decorticated seed is used for animal feed, while that obtained from undecorticated seeds is used for manure. The cake contains about 7.9% nitrogen, 1.9% potash, and 2.2% phosphoric acid, and its application as manure is supposed to greatly improve the physical properties of heavy soils. Although cattle apparently find safflower cake palatable, its bitter taste makes it unpalatable to humans. Protein isolates prepared from debittered meal can be used to fortify bread, pasta, and nutritional drinks. Only lysine is limiting, while methionine and isoleucine are at borderline. Safflower, vegetable, and fodder. The tender leaves, shoots, and thinning of safflower are used for salad. They are high in vitamin A, iron, phosphorus, and calcium. Bundles of young seedlings are commonly sold as a green vegetable in markets in India and some neighboring countries. Safflower can be grazed or stored as hay or silage. The forage is palatable and its feed value and yield are similar to that or better than those for oats or alfalfa. Tests have shown that fairly good seed production from a ratoon crop is possible by cutting at about 3 to 4 centimeters above the ground at 30 to 45 days after planting in crops planted before the end of September. Safflower food color. Addition of safflower florets to food is a widespread and ancient tradition. Health concerns regarding synthetic food colors have increased interest in safflower derived food colorings in recent times. Carthamin is the only chalcone type pigment suggested for coloring foods. It finds use in coloring cakes, biscuits, butter, ice creams, rice, soup, sauces, bread, and pickles, yellow to bright orange. Both safflower yellow and carthamin can be used as non-toxic food colorants. 2. Saffron, which is probably the world's costliest spice, is quite commonly substituted or adulterated with safflower florets due to the similarity in their appearance. Safflower medicine. In India, flowers of safflower are regarded as stimulant and sedative. In large doses, they are laxative. In China, safflower is grown almost exclusively for its flowers, which are used in treatment of many illnesses as well as in tonic tea. The main active ingredient in safflower medicines is safflower yellow, which is water soluble, but alcohol extracts are used in some preparations. Many clinical and laboratory studies support the use of safflower medicines for cardiovascular diseases and pain and swelling associated with trauma. Safflower yellow is present in the dried florets to the extent of 26 to 36%. Soil and climatic requirement. Climate. Safflower production is not recommended for areas with more than 400 mm of annual precipitation or growing seasons with fewer than 120 frost-free days and less than 2,200 growing days. Temperature as low as -6 degrees Celsius are tolerated by plants in the rosette stage, but they are very sensitive to frost injury after stem elongation until crop maturity. This crop does best in areas with warm temperatures and sunny day conditions during the flowering and seed filling periods. Yields are lower under humid or rainy conditions since seed set is reduced and the occurrence of leaf spot and head rot diseases increases. Soil. Deep, fertile, well-drained soils that have a high water holding capacity and high level of stored moisture are ideal for safflower. This crop is also productive on coarse textured soils with low water holding capacity when adequate rainfall or moisture distribution is present. Soils that crust easily can prevent good stand establishment. High levels of soil salinity can decrease the frequency of seed germination and lower seed and oil yield content. Safflower has approximately the same tolerance to soil salinity as barley. Varieties. Spiny varieties. The All India Coordinated Research Project of Safflower of Government of India has released 15 high-yielding spiny varieties for specific agroclimatic conditions of India. They are 1. S144, 2. Manjira, 3. Bhima, 4. JSF1, 5. Sagara Mutyulu, 6. Neera, 7. HUS 305, 8. Girna, 9. Sharda, 10. A2, 11. JSI 73, 12. Parbani Kusum, 13. Pule Kusum, 14. JSF 99, 15. AKS 207. Spineless varieties. For non-traditional areas, spiny nature of safflower is a problematic for its introduction in the potential non-traditional areas of India. Type 65, CO1, JSI7, NARI6 and JSF97 are the 5 varieties released by Government of India for different regions. The spineless variety JSF97 has potential to yield 1,500 to 1,600 kgs per hectare. This is an early maturing variety, matures in 130 days under cooler climates where the other safflower varieties take more than 140 days to mature. The spineless cultivar Nari 6 was released for cultivation in rain-fed and irrigated areas of the country. On an average, it yields 1000 to 1100 kgs per hectare under rain-fed conditions and is moderately tolerant to wilt. Hybrid varieties. The dominant and recessive genetic male sterility systems offered a feasible approach to hybrid seed production and hybrid development. 3 spiny hybrids and 1 non-spiny hybrid were developed using genetic male sterility method. They are DSF-129, MKH11, NARI NH1, NARI H15 are some of the hybrids. Cultural practices and yield. Seed rate and spacing. Healthy seeds of improved varieties should be selected for sowing. Safflower is less sensitive to changes in seeding rate and row spacing because of its high branching potential. The optimum population ranges between 1 to 1.1 lakh per hectare is to be maintained. The seed rate varies from 7 to 20 kgs per hectare depending on situation. Use higher seed rate of 15 to 20 kgs per hectare if soil moisture in the seed zone is scanty. Seed preparation and germination. Seeds should be treated with registered fungicide to reduce losses due to seed-borne rust and damping of organisms. The seeds may be treated with Captan or Agrosan GN at 3 grams per kg seed before sowing. Germination will not begin until soil temperature exceeds 5 degrees Celsius. Safflower recorded 100% germination when bold seeds were sown after soaking for 24 or 48 hours with 35 to 40% moisture. Row spacing for pure crop 40 to 50 cm into 20 to 25 cm. For rain-fed crop 60 into 30 to 35 cm. And for mixed cropping 20 to 25 cm into 20 to 25 centimeters. Time of sowing. First week October to first week November is normal planting time of the crop. Delayed sowing may cause flowering to coincide with periods of high temperature resulting in reduced yield. A suitable time of sowing in different states vary depending upon the arrival and cessation of monsoon rains. Seeding depth and devices. For better crop stand, follow line sowing using improved seed drills or ferti drills available in different regions and recommended tillage practices. In no case, seed should be placed more than 5 to 7 cm below the soil as it would hinder germination. Manures and fertilizers. In sandy soils, apply 15 to 20 metric ton per hectare of compost or FOM at the time of last plowing or harrowing. In areas where irrigations are possible, 40 is to 40 is to 20 kgs per hectare of N is to P2O5 is to K2O should be applied at the time of sowing. Economic response to N beyond 60 kg per hectare is not significant. The fertilizer should be applied in furrows 8 to 10 cm deep and 4 to 5 cm away from seed at the time of planting. Method of application. Apply entire quantity of fertilizer as basal dose using bullock drawn 40 seed drill wherever available. Otherwise, drill the fertilizer preferably 1 to 2 weeks prior to recommended planting time with the help of local seed drills and then seed adjacent to fertilized rows. For maximum efficiency, fertilizer should be placed deep in the seed furrows. Water management. Although the crop is grown without irrigation, the higher yields are obtained with irrigation. The water requirement of the crop is about 250 to 300 millimeter. No response to irrigation is observed when soil already contains 200 to 250 millimeter per meter of moisture at the time of sowing. The flowering and grain filling stages are more sensitive to water stress conditions. One irrigation 30 days after planting helps in better growth of the crop. In soils that crack, apply irrigation well before cracks develop. The black soil start losing subsoil moisture rapidly as they begin cracking from December onwards. To delay cracking, close them superficially with dust mulch as and when they appear and thereby minimize moisture losses. Weed management. Safflower is very susceptible to weed competition during its russet stage, which lasts about 25 to 30 days in Deccan region and 60 days or more in other parts with prolonged winter. The field should be kept weed-free during this critical phase through timely weeding and interculture once or twice 25 to 30 days or 45 to 50 days after planting depending on the length of russet period and the severity of weed infestation. Pre-plant application of trifluralin at 0.5 kg per hectare or EPTC at 0.5 kg per hectare or pre-emergence application of atrazine at 0.75 kg per hectare or alachlor at 1.5 kg per hectare can be used for effective weed control in safflower. Cropping systems. It is mostly raised as a mixed crop with wheat, barley, gram, lentil, rabi, sorghum, coriander, etc. 3 rows of safflower are planted after every 9 or 12 or more rows of main crop. Safflower is sown as a border crop around wheat, barley, gram, rabi, sorghum, and coriander plots in order to prevent trespass by stray cattle. A pure crop is rotated with green gram, cowpea, black gram, groundnut, cotton, pearl millet, sorghum, upland rice, soybean, maize, sesame, etc. in different parts of the country. Plant protection. Diseases. For controlling Alternaria leaf spot, seed treatment with Therum or Captan 3 grams per kg seed is recommended and in field condition spraying with Dithanium 45 25 gram in 10 liters of water is recommended. For controlling root rot and wilt, seed treatment with Therum or Captan at 3 gram per kg of seed along with seed treatment of biological fungicide Trichoderma 4 gram per kg seed is recommended. Timely sowing, avoiding continuous growing of safflower in the same field and avoiding growing of safflower in low-lying areas and flooding under irrigation are the general recommendations to control safflower diseases. Pests. Aphid. Early sowing, that is during 25th December to 10th October of safflower, is recommended to escape from aphid infestation. It is recommended to adopt plant protection measures against safflower aphid when economic threshold level of aphid colonies on 30% plant is reached. For management of safflower aphids, spraying of Fenthion 50 EC of 10 ml or phenolphos 25 EC of 20 ml or thiometon 25 EC of 12 ml or dimethoate 30 EC of 10 ml in 10 liters of water or dusting of phenolphos 1.5% dust or methyl parathion 2% dust or phospholone 4% dust at 20 kg per hectare is recommended. Weevil. For effective management of Gujia weevil, application of 4,8-10 G at 10 kg per hectare at sowing plus foliar spray of chlorpyrifos 20 EC at 25 ml or lambda cyhalothrin 2.5 EC at 10 ml per 10 liter of water at 10 days after emergence and need-based second spraying at 10 days after first application is recommended. Harvest and yield. Harvesting and threshing. A high-yielding variety of safflower mature in 115 to 140 days in Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh and 150 to 180 days in other areas like Madhya Pradesh, southeastern Rajasthan, northern India, Uttar Pradesh. Safflower attains maturity in 30 to 35 days from the time when flowering ends. Harvest the crop preferably in the early hours when shattering would be minimum and spines are relatively soft. Cut the plants with the help of sickles at the base or wherever possible uproot black soil and stack them in field in the form of small and well pressed heaps till they are fully dried. For easy handling and transport to the threshing yard, use improvised socks and glove made from gunny bags to protect legs and hands against spines. Thresh either by beating with sticks or with help of bullock-drawn stone rollers or, if available, power-operated threshers. Yield. With improved agronomic practices, safflower can yield, on an average, 1 to 1.2 metric ton per hectare under scanty moisture conditions and 1.5 to 2 metric ton per hectare under favorable moisture situations. Hybrids can yield 2 to 2.5 metric ton per hectare. The national average yield is 641 kg per hectare. It can be stored at 5% moisture level in the seeds. Summary. Safflower, Carthamus tinctorius L, belongs to the family Asteraceae. It is one of the oldest crops cultivated in India, mainly for oil from the seeds and for reddish dye from the flowers. Safflower flowers have been used in preparations of Ayurvedic medicines in India and also mentioned in European and Japanese medicinal books. Archaeobotanists have proposed 3 centers of origin for cultivated safflower, one in India, second Afghanistan, and the third in Ethiopia. The annual world production of safflower seeds is about 720,000 metric ton. At present, with the production value of 175,000 metric ton, Kazakhstan is the leading producer. India stands second with 109,000 metric ton, and the United States ranks third with 95.4 thousand metric ton. In India, it is mainly grown in Maharashtra, Karnataka, and parts of Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Bihar, and other states. Deep, fertile, well-drained soils that have a high water holding capacity and high level of stored moisture are ideal for safflower. This crop does best in areas with warm temperatures and sunny, dry conditions during the flowering and seed filling periods. With improved agronomical practices, safflower can yield on an average 1 to 2.5 metric ton per hectare. The national average of yield is 641 kgs per hectare. Thank you.